Hello and welcome to 2.2 Recaps. Today we're recapping a 2024 action film titled Gunner. Please be advised, spoilers ahead. The movie opens in a high-security prison in the US, where Riker, a legendary Mafia boss, is serving time for drug trafficking and organized crime. Around this time his son Dobbs visits him. Dobbs has continued their criminal enterprise since Riker's arrest and promises to break him out soon. Though Riker hasn't been imprisoned for long, he warns Dobbs to run the business cautiously and avoid further trouble. After the visit, Dobbs and his crew head to a bar to relax. At the bar, Dobbs sees a news segment about Gunner, a former elite special forces operative who's received several presidential awards for his service. Gunner is known for eliminating dozens of terrorists in Afghanistan. Coincidentally, Gunner owns the bar they're in and he's present taking a break from work. One of Dobbs' men, unaware of this, begins harassing Claire, the bartender and Gunner's wife. Gunner gets furious and proceeds to take out Dobbs' men with ease. Despite being outnumbered, Gunner subdues the gang using his military skills. Dobbs approaches to apologize and promises to leave. He warns Gunner not to interfere with him or his crew again. As Dobbs and his men leave, police arrive in response to the disturbance. Gunner explains it was just a minor altercation that's already been resolved. The officers advise Gunner to take it easy, he's on leave after returning from deployment in Afghanistan. Later that evening Gunner and Claire return home for dinner with their two sons, Travis and Luke. During dinner, Gunner announces his plan to take them camping in the wilderness. Luke is excited and agrees to go, but Travis declines, citing prior plans with his girlfriend. After dinner, Gunner and Claire speak privately. Claire apologizes for not joining the camping trip, choosing to stay and manage the increasingly busy bar. Gunner understands but still hopes Travis will reconsider. The next day Gunner and Luke prepare for their trip, but Travis is still absent, having stayed at his girlfriend's place. Determined, Gunner goes to her house to fetch him. The girlfriend's father refuses to let him in, but Gunner pushes through and finds Travis asleep in bed with the girl. Gunner wakes Travis and firmly removes him from the house. Before leaving, he scolds the parents for allowing such behavior between an unmarried couple. Shortly after, Gunner's friend, who's joining them on the trip, arrives and drives them to the forest. Upon arrival, Gunner takes his sons for a scenic walk before setting up camp. That night, they gather around the campfire. Though reluctant at first, Travis ends up enjoying the trip more than expected. The next morning they head out on motorcycles for deer hunting. Along the way Gunner notices dead animals and a dried-up river. Something feels off. He instructs Travis and Luke to wait while he and his friend investigate. They stumble upon a hidden drug lab deep in the jungle. Although Riker is in prison, the operation is still running under Dobbs' control. Sensing danger, Gunner decides to leave immediately. Unfortunately, his friend steps on a landmine and is killed. The explosion draws Dobbs' men, triggering a firefight with Gunner. Meanwhile, Dobbs' crew captures Travis and Luke, forcing Gunner into a corner. Despite the threat, Gunner refuses to surrender and begins planning a rescue. Unbeknownst to Dobbs, one of his men is an undercover DA agent and has alerted the authorities. Just as Dobbs sends more men after Gunner, the DA arrives, disrupting the scene. Dobbs escapes with Travis and Luke. The DA arrests several criminals at the drug facility, including Gunner, mistaking him for one of the gang. Gunner insists he has nothing to do with Dobbs and begs to be released so he can rescue his sons. The DA chief remains skeptical and brings him in for questioning. At headquarters, Gunner's frustration grows as the chief refuses to believe him. Thankfully, an officer who recognizes Gunner calms him down and promises to help. Claire arrives soon after, furious and desperate about their missing sons. She demands that Gunner take full responsibility and get them back. Right then, Gunner receives a call from Dobbs, who believes Gunner tipped off the DA, resulting in the drug seizure. Dobbs demands that Gunner recover the confiscated drugs or he'll kill the boys. Gunner insists he had nothing to do with the raid, but Dobbs doesn't care, he wants results. Later, the officer who vouched for Gunner informs him he's been cleared and will be released. Gunner asks where the seized drugs are stored, explaining the threat to his sons. The officer refuses to share classified DEA intel, but Gunner leaves, determined to act. That night, Gunner visits a nightclub frequented by Dobbs' men. He corners one of them, beats him, and extracts the location of one of Dobbs' hideouts, a steel warehouse. Meanwhile, Dobbs grows suspicious of a mole within his crew. He searches their phones and eventually uncovers the undercover agent, whom he kills. Fearing exposure, Dobbs moves to a third hideout and takes Luke with him, leaving Travis at the warehouse. 20 minutes after Dobbs departs, Gunner arrives and eliminates all remaining goons. He rescues Travis but finds no sign of Luke. Just then the DA shows up, acting on intel from the traitor. Gunner urges Travis to go with them while he searches for Luke. At the third hideout, Dobbs resumes drug production. He confronts Luke asking if he's scared. Luke confidently replies that his father will save him. If Gunnar can defeat terrorists, Dobbs' gang of street thugs is no match. Back home, Travis reunites with Claire, who hugs him tightly. Then he receives a message from Gunnar instructing him to go to the nearby river. There, Gunnar asks Travis to research Riker's prison location. Travis quickly discovers that Riker is Dobbs' father and identifies the prison. Gunnar reveals his plan to break Riker out and trade him for Luke. He recruits military friends for backup. Though Gunnar tells Travis to return home, Travis insists on joining the mission. Gunnar finally agrees. As they fly over the prison, Gunnar jumps out and lands after throwing smoke bombs to create chaos. Disguised in a guard's uniform, he searches for Riker. Once he finds him, Gunnar pretends to be sent by Dobbs for a prison break. Riker believes him and they escape through a rear exit. Outside, Sean and Travis arrive to pick them up. During the ride, Sean shares stories of Gunnar's heroic actions in Afghanistan. Realizing the truth, Riker secretly grabs a screwdriver and hides it. Later, they switch vehicles. Gunnar thanks Sean and tells him to take Travis home. Alone with Riker, Gunnar explains that Dobbs has taken Luke and that he intends to exchange Riker for his son. Riker questions whether Dobbs will honor the deal. Gunnar replies that if he doesn't, he'll take down the entire operation, including Riker. Meanwhile, Dobbs is on a delivery run when he receives Gunnar's call. Riker is alive and with him. Gunnar demands a trade, Riker for Luke. Dobbs, who deeply cares for his father, agrees and sends a location, an abandoned factory. Gunnar heads there immediately. 30 minutes later, he arrives and contacts Dobbs, who appears with Luke held at gunpoint. They begin the prisoner exchange. Suddenly, Riker stabs Gunnar with the hidden screwdriver. During his escape, Riker accidentally shoots himself and dies. Dobbs, enraged by his father's death, orders his men to kill Gunnar. After defeating them, Gunnar chases Dobbs, who flees with Luke in a helicopter along with his right-hand man. The DA arrives to assist Gunnar, but it's too late. The helicopter lifts off. On board, Dobbs tells his right-hand man to kill Luke in revenge. However, they don't realize that Gunnar is already on the chopper. A fight ensues. Gunnar eliminates the henchman and narrowly survives Dobbs' attack. He regains the upper hand, throws Dobbs out of the helicopter to his death, and grabs Luke just in time to parachute to safety. In the end, Gunnar rescues his son and takes down one of the DEA's most wanted drug lords. He returns home with Luke, reuniting the family at last. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more recaps. Until next time, take care.